Today's episode is sponsored by Dragon's Den, Games and Hobbies. You can visit them at 552 Main Street in Honesdale, PA, or call them at 570-647-4633.
The Dragon's Den, where gamers unite. Spicy owner in Honesdale under neon lights. Video games, board games, cards at every site. A haven for all, where fun takes flight. Come join the quest in this gaming paradise, where dragons roam free under endless skies. Adventure awaits with every roll of the dice. In Dragon's Den, where the magic never dies. From retro classics to the latest trend, dive into battles with allies and friends. Strategize your moves till the very end. In this realm of games, the fun never ends. Gather up for events galore, a place of joy like never before. Come join the quest in this gaming paradise, where dragons roam free under endless skies. Adventure awaits with every roll of the dice. In Dragon's Den, where the magic never dies. Unleashing the hive, metal tools will be waging. Join us on the journey, gaming is engaging. NDT Gaming, our mission never raging. From pixels to dice, we discuss it all. The thrill of victory, the bitterest defeats fall. Strategies, campaigns, and characters stand tall. I love for the games, both big and small. Through big souls and cards, our friendship will sprawl. Join us on the journey, gaming is engaging. NDT Gaming, our mission never raging. Malaysian. From pixels to dice, we discuss it all. The thrill of victory, the bitterest defeats fall. Strategies, campaigns, and characters dance all.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another fantastic episode of the NDT Gaming Show. I am your host, Corey. Alongside me, as always, is Mike of Dragon's Den Games and Hobbies on Main Street in Honesdale, PA. Mike, what's going on tonight, man?
Another beautiful day in Honesdale, my friend.
Damn straight. It was beautiful today. It was beautiful yesterday, man. I was out in shorts yesterday. I was so happy. I don't know about you. I don't know if you were out in shorts, but it is time. I'm done.
I have to dig my shorts out.
I'm done with the pants. I'm done with the pants, brother.
We're all done with pants.
I'm not wearing any right now. Fun fact, no pants. So last week, we've been doing every other week, but last week we got into a nostalgic episode talking about retro games. We got into NES classics, Sega Genesis, the works, and you as well as myself are huge fans of PlayStation. That's what we like to rock. And you decided that you wanted to go through a top 100 list for PlayStation 2 games. So here we are this week, extra episode, special episode.
And
we'll give it to you.
Boy, howdy, God, do I not agree with this list at all?
No.
I went through this list like 3 times, and I'm like, first off, number 100, they gave to Half-Life. Are you out of your mind giving 100 to Half-Life? Are you out of your skull?
Mine says 101 is Half-Life. On you're using Metacritic, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I have that one up, and it says 101 is Half-Life.
It disgusts me to no end to give a game like that so low of a score.
A score of 87, they gave it.
How dare you?
Where would you throw Half-Life on that list? Now, Half-Life is
top 20 guy.
That's always been like a very popular game, and I remember hearing about it when it came out, and people talked about it a lot. But back then, I didn't get an opportunity to grab a whole lot of games for the PlayStation. So I never played it. Guilty. But, I've always heard great things about it. Everybody that did play it absolutely loved it.
it walked so other games could crawl. Like, that was basically like, you know what I mean? Like,
So it's one of those that was ahead of its
incredible.
time.
It was a fantastic game. It was one of those games that came out that a lot of people were like, it's okay, I guess. And now they're like, I heard they're going to make a Half-Life 3, and they never are, so let's just get over it. But it's an amazing game. It's beautiful. For even PS2 games, it holds up crazy.
Yeah.
And they have the cojones here to give Kingdom Hearts 2 also a bottom score.
Yes.
And I sit there and I'm like, I can't do. Those are like the two I'm really complaining about right now. Where I see like Dark Cloud 2, Splinter Cell, you know, like all the Splinter Cell games. I get that. But for me, griping that Kingdom Hearts 2 gets so low of a score, that was one of those games that was so groundbreaking and so incredible that everybody was like, I was like, ah.
So
Right,
here's my thing with Kingdom Hearts. Okay, I have the complete collection. I've yet to play them. I've got the complete collection that a friend gave me. He's like, you got to play it, and I still haven't done it. I need to. Okay. But I struggle. All right. Big RPG fan. Love Final Fantasy. I know they use some of the Final Fantasy characters in it. But then to throw in the Disney characters, I think is what threw me off. I'm not saying it's a bad game because I've never played it. I can't do that. I can't grade it. I can't give it a score of any sort.
This list is pissing me off, Corey, the more I'm digging into it.
The reason I never tried Kingdom Hearts is because of I can't imagine Donald Duck and Goofy and Mickey getting into fights with anything. I just can't.
Well,
Yo, Crow, what's up?
Here's the problem with the Kingdom Hearts games. Goofy and Donald need to be at my wake so they can let me down one more time. When I'm getting chucked into the cold dirt ground and people are cheering for that, they need to be the ones to put me in the ground so they can let me down one more time.
Yeah.
But Kingdom Hearts is one of those games where it is a astronomically amazing, incredible, beautiful. It is. It earns its place at the top list of everybody's scores because those games were incredible for what they were. You know, I mean, fighting Sephiroth when you figured out he was voiced by Lance Bass in Sync, and then you find out that it was just angry. And I mean, a lot of these like titles are like, okay, World Series Baseball, 2K3, a lot of those games, yeah, they earn the right to be amazing baseball games. They earn the right to be good sports games. There are some, but dear God, man, to give them like that, like high up when there was like, this list was like 1,000. I can't do all 1,000 tonight, but good God.
Dude, they put a lot. They really did put a lot of the sports games in there. I see
like NASCAR, NCAA football, MVP baseball.
MVP baseball. The NASCAR one gets me. Like, and again, this is probably because of my preference when it comes to watching the sport itself. Yeah, I mean, they're making a left turn. How can this game be that exciting when they're making left turns? And you literally have to do the entire 500 laps, 400 laps, whatever it is in that particular race. And you just sit there and you grind it and you grind. How is that exciting? And how is that like on the top 100 of anything? I mean,
but then I see things like Jack 2 and I see Devil May Cry 3 and I go, okay, that does belong there. I agree to that. The Tom Clancy Splinter Cell games, incredible. They deserve to absolutely be at the top of that list because they were fantastic. This is one of those games that was like, it was hard as hell to beat.
Now, when Splinter Cell came out, that was an Xbox exclusive, wasn't it?
It was.
And
you using your noodle, Corey. I'm so proud
I don't
of
remember. You. Now, I don't remember when PlayStation got the rights to that game and were able to sell it and utilize it on their system.
There's Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I don't agree with that being a top 100 game, but hey, here it is. Baldur's Gate games were amazing. Were they top? Not for me.
So I have one that I'm looking at. Okay, before we get into Baldur's Gate or anything above that number on the list, I'm looking at Bully at 93. I don't know. It seems like we're like one off of each other here, but Bully at 93, they have an 87 Metascore as well. That game when it came out was so much fun to me. That was like the kids' version of Grand Theft Auto in my eyes.
It was Junior Grand Theft Auto. Instead of shooting prostitutes from your car, all you did was bully kids in a school.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing, but hey, whatever.
So that game was so much fun. I had so much fun with that game. And actually, I think just last year, my wife bought it again on the PlayStation Store for the PS4 that she had.
We have that, and I mean, like, you go up a little bit more, and there's Jack 2, and that game was incredible as well.
Jack 2, yeah, that's another one that I never played. I remember the Jack games. I've never played them.
I agree with Devil May Cry 3 being low there, and I agree with Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. I agree with the Baldur's Gate. I agree with SOCOM. SOCOM was one of the first games you actually got to use the headset and communicate with your guys to go do like hits.
Yeah, that's right around the time that Call of Duty started to do that too. This was the first one, and then Call of Duty did it. And I guess Call of Duty perfected it because you didn't really get the SOCOM Navy SEALs or the Tom Clancy games that did that and actually took off like the same manner that Call of Duty did.
It is a crime to give Ratchet and Clank 78. It is a crime. That is a crime against war. That is no.
Yeah. And then what's this? Okay, so 81 Sly 2. I don't remember this game. Most of the games on this list I know of. Like I didn't play all of them, but Sly.
It is. Sly 2 was an amazing game. You were a little raccoon, you were a trash panda, and you were breaking and doing thievery things because that's what trash pandas do. And eat out of the Dragon's Den trash can.
Yes, your mascot.
He's my mascot.
But Ratchet and Clank, that was a fun one, man.
That put PlayStation on the map. That was one of those big ones that came out that a lot of people were like, I don't know if they were sick of platformers or not, but they were like, you know, I felt like the neuron trying to protect it deserved it. I'm skipping a lot of sports games because sports games are, I'm sorry, you played one, you played them all.
And I was going to say, I figured when we looked at this, you know, at first when we talk about, we're going to look at the top 100, it's like, all right, that's an overwhelming number. How are you going to get through that in an hour? I mean, we're just going over the list. We're not getting too in depth with each title that's on here. If something, you know, sparks some nostalgia, maybe we'll sit here and talk about it for a little bit. But yeah, the sports games, man, the sports games, you're right. You played one, you played them all, man. It's just a little bit different every year. They update one thing in particular when it comes to mechanics and everything and call it brand new, super shiny. I think there is no video game that's a bigger waste of money than the sports games because they put a new one out every single year. Every year. If you want the newest rosters, you can't just keep updating rosters the following season.
Do you know what Madden got in trouble with recently?
What's that?
Madden got in trouble with Madden 22, I want to say. A kid had to sign up in the stands and it said Madden 18 on it. So they were recycling the players in the stands.
Oh,
and people were like, dude, how lazy can you be? You can even update the kid's stand sign.
My God. It's attention to details, man. Attention to details. So that's not going to be on any lists here.
No.
Medal of Honor front line at 75. Yes. Oh, there's a fighting game. 76. Yes. Tekken 5.
Yes.
Which one?
Medal of Honor Frontline is incredible. It is incredible.
Yeah, the Medal of Honor games.
Play a little bit of it if you can pull it up on YouTube at some time here. Pull it up.
I'll try to. What do you want me to pull up?
Frontline. The opening movie to Frontline.
The opening movie to Frontline.
Yes, the opening movie.
All right. Let me see what I can do.
The first couple of minutes of this.
Ooh. All right, let's see what we got. And then Madden NFL at 74, Tiger Woods at 73.
I mean, Tiger Woods was a good golf game if that was your thing.
Medal of Honor.
God, this list sucks. It's all
opening scene.
Sports games.
It really is. I'm telling you, man. It's a lot of it is sports.
Okay.
And again, I don't see how they can make the top lists because it's
different every year. That's why I'm not going to take this list seriously. They put Silent Hill 2 at 69. Are you out of your mind? You're going to sit here and you're going to stare me in the face and you're going to tell me that Silent Hill 2 is 69. The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of that.
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity. I love it. Okay. Let me get back to this here. No thanks. I don't want that.
Come on, Normandy scene.
All right. Here we go. Let me see. Now, if I start spinning, don't mind me. I'll let this play for a minute. Share screen. Audio.
Yeah. How does that make you feel? Yeah, Corey, dice for Warhammer is $33. How does that make you feel?
What happened now?
You look great today, Ash. Say Peter, I would tell one more part reporting inserts. We're serving time held June 6, 1944. This is it. This is the sign that basically this was what got people in the shooters. This is before COD, there was Medal of Honor.
Look at the graphics for PS2, man. Heck yeah.
That dude's gonna yark.
You see, he's gonna yark.
One of them does. Because they based it off the Saving Private Ryan opening.
Oh, okay. I couldn't imagine going through this.
All right, listen up. The ramp drop, move out. You get lost, look for me.
Do you remember this game at all?
Yeah.
This was PS2.
Stay with me and we'll get through this.
Absolutely,
Gotta
Steve.
take that beat.
Yeah, Jordan, it is low key one of the greatest games ever played.
Oh.
Over here. Get over here.
Does it take it back to days of old, Corey?
Yeah, simpler times, man.
Before a 12-year-old made your mother joke.
That artillery strike scattered what's left of our squad all over the beach. 4 of our boys over there. Help them move up the beach to the seawall.
Dude goes flying in the background.
Fire. Now move out. Hey.
Do you remember Medal of Honor at all?
I don't remember much of this game, but I remember playing it.
Give me some cover and I'll get the hell out of here!
Oh, back when they put crosshairs on, it was great. Great.
That was probably a little loud.
I was gonna see if you remember, Breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that, I mean, for PlayStation 2, like, insane.
It was doing things way ahead of its time.
Dude, and it makes me wonder too, like after watching that,
But
man, like even just watching it, it's like it reminds me.
Half infuriated with this list.
Yeah, it makes me thankful that we didn't have to do any shit. Like I can't imagine what those soldiers actually went through. Like that's the crazy thing about games like that one is they based everything off of like what really happened, like real wars and everything. What's that?
Yeah. I've actually met like guys on Omaha Beach and Normandy Beach and all that stuff, and it was wild, the stories.
Yeah. Jordan says, is Army of Two in this category or what? So Army of Two was Xbox, right? It wasn't Army of Two. Oh no, which one am I thinking of? I'm not thinking of Army of Two, am I? Army of Two is on PlayStation.
I refuse to let Silent Hill 2 sit at 69. I don't agree with that at all.
You're stuck on that
Gran
still.
Turismo 4 and Shin Megami Tensei do belong there. Ace Combat Shattered Skies was incredible. Need for Speed, yes, I'll agree.
Hot Pursuit 2. Dude, I remember the original Hot Pursuit on the original PlayStation. That was one of my favorite games. That was my first introduction to the Lamborghini Diablo. That was my favorite car in that game.
I will not give Rayman 2 a 58. I would put him high 30s.
And all of these, I love that you're skipping all of these sports games. I love it.
I'm angry at this list. It is infuriating.
Yeah,
me.
but what about Dragon Quest 8?
That does belong there. Journey of the Cursed King was amazing. It was beautiful.
All right.
And you got to put Jessica in bunny ears, and it was great. She had bunny ears.
So there's 2 here. All right. So 1 at 55, Time Splitters 2.
I almost want to go in reverse order now because this list is just infuriating me.
I personally didn't play Time Splitters. My wife played it when it was on GameCube. She didn't play it on PlayStation. She played on GameCube, and she had a blast with that game. She loved it, her and her brother. Persona 4, while I haven't played the series, I've seen other people play it, and it gets such high scores from everybody. Everyone loves the Persona series.
Did you dance all night the Persona?
Did I dance all night to Persona? No. Why, does it have a nice soundtrack or what?
No, the one game was Persona 4 Dance All Night.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
Persona 4 Shin Megami Tensei.
Yes,
Is that what that means?
Jordan, I agree. I agree, Jordan.
I love Most Wanted. Most Wanted's the one that you start out and you're chasing that Beamer or racing that Beamer or whatever. You got the fancy car. I don't remember. But on GameCube as well. It was fun. Time Splitters was amazing. Yeah, see, Alex loved that one. Burnout Revenge at 53.
Tony Hawk Underground was wild and beautiful and perfect, and it deserved to be that.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with a Tony Hawk game. Like, I don't know. Does it belong up high though, you think?
Yeah.
You think it's good where it's at?
I agree.
Okay.
Dead or Alive was a great fighting game. I'll give that. Shadow Colossus sitting at 40. That game should be like 10.
I was going to ask you about that one. You think that was one of the best ones on PS2?
Yeah, that deserves like top. Twisted Metal Black deserves to be like 8.
But dude, the Twisted Metal games were so much fun. I remember the original one, the hours that I put into playing that game. I like the GameCube. I forgot what it was called, but it was great. Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 3, great. Ratchet and Clank, great.
Yeah, Snake Eater. That was a good one.
Snake Eater was a great game, but Metal Gear Solid, every teenage boy laughed because the names were like Snake Eater, Naked Snake, and Deep Throat. Everybody laughed.
So then you got, all right, you're getting up there now. Number 34, Guitar Hero.
Yes, of course. That should be higher up than that.
That was
okay. All these ESPN footballs were okay. If you like the football games, they were great. My problem with Guitar Hero is like Guitar Hero changed gaming. For the fact that you brought home your little plastic controller, sat in your bedroom with your underwear, and just did that, and you thought it was fun. And then you go to like a bowling alley, and there's some drunk guy doing the same song you did, and he's killing it better than you.
Got to practice. You got to be able to play Dragon Force at the end, man. But dude, this one here, ESPN NFL football, like I don't think that belongs on the list anywhere. I don't think that belongs. It's number 33, ESPN football. Nobody played
31.
that game.
31's gonna piss you off.
Guitar Hero 2 at 32. Yeah. So I noticed that Final Fantasy X was at 31, which is entirely too low for a Final Fantasy game, especially 10.
Disgusts me to know.
And I also see that 12 is right above it.
Yeah.
So I personally think 10 is better than 12. Getting into the story of 12 took me a little bit longer. I was enthralled with 10 almost as much so as I was with 7.
I can't give this list. SS Tricky was on it. That's great.
I was just talking about.
Well, you also had Prince of Persia at 29. What do you think of the Prince of Persia series?
One's gonna piss me off to no end.
This isn't looking good for you already, right?
Soul
I don't like this
Calibur
list at all. I don't know who gave this list. Okay, but you give 22 to NFL 2K3.
So now mine's not wanting to load. I don't blame it.
Don't let it load. Don't. It's going.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 at number 1.
SSX, beautiful. God of War 3, yes. Burnout 3, yes. Burnout games were incredible.
So PlayStation 2 gave us the introduction to the God of War series.
What is he doing? You can hit him. It's okay.
Trying to make you money.
And I loved that. I loved the original God of War games. 1, 2, and 3 were amazing. So the top of this list isn't really that bad. All right. The one problem I have are the Gran Turismo games. I know a lot of people loved them, but when you
I'm gonna get hell for saying this. I don't think God of War is that good of a game.
I loved
great.
the first and
It's
second.
good. It's great. It's a fun game. 15, no, but it's good. Virtual fighters are great. NCAA football for being 14. Ew.
That's nostalgia for people because for the longest time there, they didn't get any NCAA games. And people just, I don't know what it is. Bro, Madden's also number 8. 2004, 2002, 2003. I don't know what they base these. I don't know what they base these scores off of. Are they basing it off of total sales or is there like some kind of metric system?
I don't know. But Devil May Cry does not deserve 10.
Now that was a very popular one though.
Yeah, but it should be higher up than 10.
Oh, higher than 10, you think?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
So you think it should be top 5?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
so
I see Grand Theft Autos in here.
Resident Evil 4 at 3 though. That's not bad. Right?
Told you was gonna piss me off to no end. It's done just that.
All right, so here.
Number 1, Fox Pro Skater 3, absolutely not.
No, but here, do this for me, okay? Do this for me. Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5. Since this list is so crazy, they just wanted to throw everything in there that must have sold a ton. Give me your top 5 and tell me why they deserve it.
Well, I mean, my top 5 would be Resident Evil 4 would be up there. Final Fantasy 10, groundbreaking with it was. Resident Evil 4 was incredible. Need for Speed Underground 2 was gorgeous as a build game with everything else. Any of the Tony Hawk games deserve it. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was incredible. Yeah. Vice City basically showed the way of how to make a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah, I like
God of War. But like you look at at the end and it's like, I mean, it's like obviously they did like these weird sports games in there, and I don't like this at all. Like, I mean, I would put all the Final Fantasy games up top. I would put the Resident Evil games up top. I would put Underground 2 in there. These were incredible games that ground broke everything. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was so far ahead of its time. People just give it no recollection of what that is.
All right. So you're telling me which ones deserve to be up there. So Resident Evil 4,
my top 5.
Resident Evil 4 deserves to be up there and it's groundbreaking because it changed. I think it changed the entire series and how they worked the mechanics for the entire series. It's the first time you got that over the shoulder look instead of the still camera. So it gave you a different feel. You couldn't see what was behind you.
I agree with the Dragon Ball Z games being the dirt bottom. They were all the same game over and over again.
Yeah. And that's why I didn't buy them. That's why I didn't buy those games. Because it's just telling the same story over and over again. It's the same fight style over and over again. Like if I were to buy a sports game, if I were to buy Madden or MLB, whatever one I happen to buy, I'll buy one and then I won't buy it again for another 4 or 5 years. Like I can't be that person that buys it every single year.
But when I see things like Madden games get the top 5, I'm like, that does not belong there at all.
All right, give me your number 1 then. Which one do you think should hold the top spot?
Resident Evil 4, 100%.
Resident Evil 4. Okay, walk us through it. Why? What's the best about why? What makes that one the best one?
I mean, that was when it went to over the shoulder survival horror shooting, and it was incredible. It had such a great replay value.
Yeah,
love you guys. Yep.
And they even remastered that one. Did they have any other? Did they do that more than once? The remaster or the remakes, or was it just that one time they did the remaster? I can't remember.
PS2, GameCube, and then it went to 3 or 4, I want to say. But then it went over to when they just remastered it the way they did now. This is his first time.
Okay. Yeah, that game was really good. I had a lot of fun with
I
them.
will agree with him saying before about Need for Speed being like one of those games that was groundbreaking for like the building your car up and racing it kind of thing. And like Underground's 2 soundtrack was like A-list people doing the thing. It starts off with like Snoop Dogg doing Riders on the Storm and all that.
Yeah.
Like God only knows what they paid to get him to do that.
Yeah, and that game right there is the reason why I could not get into the Gran Turismo games. After playing Need for Speed, trying to switch over to Gran Turismo was like you're not even racing, because they try to give it more of a real feel in Gran Turismo, right? They want it to be more like a simulator and feel like the real thing. So it just felt so slow, and it didn't feel right to me when I was playing that game. So I tried to play Gran Turismo 4 when it came out, and I couldn't do it. It wasn't for me. And it's because
Shadows of the Colossus 100% should be on this list, but higher up than it was. I think Virtual Fighter should be higher up than it is. I think Odin Sphere was incredible for an RPG. Nobody ever gave that thing credit, and that was amazing.
I've
Silent
never
Hill
heard of
2
that
should
one.
be up there. Odin Sphere?
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
JRP hack and slash about Ragnarok.
Okay.
Final Fantasy X deserves to be up there. Ico and the Shadow Colossus, absolutely. Are you kidding me? That game was groundbreaking beyond its measure.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot different.
Ratchet and Clank deserve to be up there. I like this list a lot better because that other list was garbage. I'm sorry. They didn't even put Kingdom Hearts in the top 5, and everybody puts Kingdom Hearts in the top 5, even if you liked it or not.
What list did you switch to now?
Google. I should have wrote
Google?
this list because I agree with them.
The Google list. Okay.
The Fatal Frame games. Did you ever play the Fatal Frame games?
No.
They scared
No.
the hell out of people.
Did they?
So you're these little 2 Japanese girls, and you get lost in this like hidden village for 2, and you're walking around with a camera, the obscure camera, to take pictures of ghosts, and it was scary as shit.
That's awesome.
Go look at videos sometime. You don't have to do it right now, but go look at that. Oh my God, did you see the Silent Hill trailer?
No.
Silent Hill F?
I think I saw an image. Oh, I don't think I saw a trailer. I think I saw images of it. Let me look it up. See if I can get it on here.
To not even give like games like Grand Theft Auto 3 like top 5. Like that game was the first Grand Theft Auto, and there's the reason why Grand Theft Auto is the way it is now.
Okay, here we go. You want to watch this one on here?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's check it out. I'll turn down the volume a little bit because I think it was a little
Turn it
crazy
up
loud
all the
last time.
way. Wake up the kids.
Wake up the kids. All right.
シュウ君、嘘ついてるよね。騙せてると思う？ひなこを。ひなこはね、死んだんだよ。ひなこはお友達といつまでも一緒にいたい。お友達は
Those
永
graphics are
遠じゃ
nice.
ないのよ。
Here, look at
誰
that.
だっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。ひなこ？あ、ごめん。何？天秤にかける価値があるかどうか、しっかりと判断しなさい。
I'm a dead bird. Japanese ghost dudes are scary as hell.
Yeah, man. Their ghost stories are crazy.
ひなこ。ここにいるひなこ。
Here
自分でもおかしいと思うの。自分で自分がわからない感じ。自分の気持ちが自分で理解できない。私かお前の夢の中ってこともないよな。ひなこ、もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということは、ここにいたってもまだ迷いがあるということなの。あなたがそれに悩める先もう突きかけている。あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、
Sometimes I wake up like that.
あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪った。
There it is.
全部私から奪ったな。
That looks really creepy. And it looks really fun. There was still a little bit left of that trailer, but that's okay.
No, that's about it. But I loved it. It looked gorgeous. It looked amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. So, I mean, I've played the original Silent Hill, never beat it because I played it when I was young. I didn't know what I was doing, apparently. Watched the movies. What's the basic gist of what this is? Is this like a world between life and death? Is that what the what it's supposed to be?
I guess in its own way, Silent Hill is your own personal hell.
That's what it is.
Well, my joke is it's based out of Centralia, Pennsylvania. That's always on fire. That's kind of what they base it out of. And I've always said Northeast PA is Silent Hill. You'll never escape, and you always come back. And that's kind of like the whole, like when James went for Silent Hill 2, it was with to go find his basically his dead wife.
Yeah.
And it was the whole like, you know, he had to confront his own hell for like her being sick with cancer and him being like, I don't want to be around her anymore because she's a burden now and all this stuff. And he's like, you know, but I still loved her. And you know what I mean? Like that's a whole, you know, Pyramid Head is his personal, like, you know, his suffering and all that crap. That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
And then it turns out a dog did the whole thing.
A dog did the whole thing.
That's a joke where it's like you could get the secret endings, and the one is it's basically a dog working on a computer, and it's like you were behind it the whole time, and the dog just goes like bark.
What the That's awesome. Well, the new one looks really good, man. And it's different to see it in I'm assuming Japanese culture. Why is it that they went with that instead? Because you know the originals were based off of, like you said, Centralia, PA, the coal fires burning underground. What made them decide to go a different route with it?
I don't know. But what people don't realize with Silent Hill is Silent Hill was like the last couple games were
Yeah.
And a lot of people kind of forget that.
So they're trying to redeem themselves with this one, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because like a lot of them were like, oh my God, they were incredible. And I was like, no. You're getting blinded by nostalgia. You're getting blinded by nostalgia. It wasn't the last couple ones were
Yeah, I only remember the first one, and I remember running around forever without a weapon and not knowing what to do. It was absurd.
I like
it was a
Jack
difficult
and Daxter's and Ratchet and Clank's being up in the top spots. I mean, they deserve top 10 too.
Yeah, well, in games like that, they're more along the lines of like a family game.
Yeah,
you know, people of all ages could play those ones and enjoy them. So I think that's probably why they have such a high spot on the list.
I can't take the list seriously if you don't see, like I said, like you see like the Kingdom Hearts games or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that Metacritic site was doing, but they were definitely favoring a lot of the sports games.
I don't know who did that, but that was like that didn't deserve to be.
And I think a lot of the sports games that were on there were lower tier ones too.
They were. Where's Katamari Damacy? Come on now. Do you remember Katamari Damacy?
Nope.
Little green alien guy with, King of Space, and you got to go roll the ball, pick up all the crap.
No, I don't remember that at all.
PS2.
I had
I'm gonna have
one.
to get you a PS2 and a bunch of games. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
But as much as I
That's
don't
what
like
we're gonna
Guitar Hero saying this, but Guitar Hero and Rock Band definitely deserve to be on lists for this kind of stuff because they really did change the way games were like incredible for back then.
Well, yeah, it was so different. It was so different. And you know what the Guitar Hero games did? It kind of brought the nostalgia back for the original NES and like the power pad and the duck hunt gun and all the little accessories that Nintendo had for it. Now PlayStation was doing it. I think that was the first time you really saw the PlayStation do anything like that.
Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, how could you not do Star Wars Battlefront on this list?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't play the Star Wars games, but I'm not a Star Wars nerd.
Tomb Raider Anniversary absolutely deserves to be on
Yeah,
it.
to any I don't know. I don't want to go out on a limb and say any Tomb Raider game, but a lot of the Tomb Raider titles were really good.
But
Well, how about didn't Uncharted start with PS2?
PS3.
Oh, that was PS3. I thought the first one was PS2 for some reason.
PS3.
I literally thought it was that old.
It's like beginning of PS3's life. So I mean, it was like early thousands. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we have anything else that we want to hit on this list or anything else with PS2 before we head out for the night?
That list pissed me off. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I could tell. We're going through it, and like every time I would start talking about a particular game, you'd get fired up about seeing something else on the top of the list there. So I could see it distracting.
Putting Madden games so high.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with giving Final Fantasy X on this other person's list. That game that deserves that. But like, no, you are not going to put some Madden game or NHL game on this list.
Yeah.
Fight me. I will not. I will die on those hills.
Aaron, yes, he is. He's really fired up about this list.
Pissed off about this list. Stupid. It's
so
dumb.
many sports games on that list and a lot of Madden games for PS2.
God, even the Tekkens deserve. Code Veronica X didn't even make the list, and I was like, "Get your ass over here!" That game was incredible.
Yeah, dude, just so many sports
Even
games.
the Mortal
that
Kombat games deserve to be bottom tier of that list, but I agree with putting them on the bottom. I mean, they weren't amazing. I mean, just because I didn't like it personally doesn't mean. I mean, this is just my opinion. Whatever, think what you like. I'm not a fighting game guy, but like, I didn't see any like Street Fighter. I don't think I mean, Ace Combat deserved to be on there. I mean, even the WWE SmackDown, the Raw versus, Here Comes the Pain, I will agree with on
Chris,
that.
what's up?
But holy shit, this list was awful.
So Aaron, I tried to get him to give me a top 5, and he was telling me what ones deserve to be up there. So maybe for a quick clip for the next show, we'll do Mike's top 5 games on PlayStation.
Fine.
He'll have to make a definitive list. Resident Evil 4 I got out of him is top. That's number 1 for him. So we got the number
Resident
1
Evil
game.
5, Shadow of the Colossus, Kingdom Hearts. If you're going to do this list, Final Fantasy X, Metal Gear Solid 3 definitely deserves. Metal Gear Solid 2 definitely deserves to be up there too. God of War 1, 2, and 3, even though I don't think they deserve it, but they are rightfully there. They do belong there. I do think games like Okami and like those games deserve to be on there. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, absolutely best. Silent Hill 2 definitely deserves it. And I will not calm myself. This is me calm. I've had 2 of these.
He's all jacked up on G Fuel, baby. Oh my God. But okay, Aaron, all right. Number 33 is ESPN NFL football. ESPN NFL football is number 33 on the top 100 list. Like,
why the
who
hell?
played that?
Nobody played that. There's like Backyard Wrestling is on this list.
That's above Metal Gear Solid, man. That's above Metal Gear Solid and Shadow of the Colossus.
Backyard Wrestling.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
That's terrible. So maybe one of these weeks when Aaron has some time to join us, we can do a tier list for NES games or SNES games. And we could do that.
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch to put Capcom versus SNK toe so low. That game was god tier. Yeah, the hack games were incredible.
Mike, have you ever had someone bring you a broken 3DS?
Yes, Aaron. As a matter of fact, I have had somebody bring me a broken 3DS. That's how I met Aaron.
I was gonna say, it wouldn't happen to be Aaron.
I got time to tell the story.
Go for it.
So I was a wee little lad working at, 7th layer of hell. And Aaron comes walking in, and his kid, it was either Chris or one of them, broke the 3DS. It's like chucked it across the room or whatever, and broke his 3DS XL, and he goes, I need a replacement. So I basically had to we kind of worked our magic and got him a new 3DS, and that's how Aaron and I became friends.
That's awesome.
I know.
It was Christian.
So, speaking of Guitar Hero, I'm sold out right now. That's where they were. They are gone.
You had them?
I had the guitars that will plug into the PC and PS3s and all that.
Oh, yeah, you did mention that last week, didn't you?
Yeah, I sold out pretty quick with these things. I'm getting restocked. Agreed. But I can't hook up the Rock Band guitar to the PC, but this one I could. And I think you could go on a third-party site. You could actually play Guitar Hero back on your PC.
Yeah, Rock Band would tell you if you could keep a tune or not.
Yeah. But those Rock Band those controllers are only $30.
Those games were a lot of fun. Those were good. Those were good for a Friday or Saturday night with the friends, man.
Well, yeah, that was go grab a 6-pack and a pizza and go play Guitar Hero Rock Band and realize, which one was good at what, and then you're rotating and let me play drums. No, you suck at drums. Let me do this.
Yeah. That was good stuff.
I mean, we could do Johnny the Fisherman. You love that song.
Johnny the Fisherman?
No, wasn't that a song you got to play on there?
I had Guitar Hero. I didn't have Rock Band. I would have sucked at Rock Band. I've played Rock Band a couple times at a friend's house, but
even Star Wars Battlefront 2 should be on that list. That game was incredible.
So I'm sure Aaron would agree with you just because it's Star Wars.
No, I mean, it's a good game. I mean, I give credit's due.
Yeah.
I mean, even the WWE, those games, some of those games were actually a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, like you've said before, SmackDown versus Raw, right?
Yeah. Come on, you can make John Cena and have him rant for 20 minutes.
Yeah. The guys are lucky I wasn't on the show last night. I would have ranted for another 20 minutes just about that crap. I mean, they did their fair share. I think half the show last night was about the Cena promo.
Hot topic, going out with a bang. That's what he wanted to do. So good for him.
Yeah. That was crazy. Chris says, I love Guitar Hero because it was stimulated. It stimulated my ADHD while listening to music.
I mean, I don't even see DDR on here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because that was PS2.
Yeah. Here comes the pain was really good.
Again, like I said, though, the PS2 is what brought back that nostalgia with bringing all that extra equipment like the Nintendo had. Because the Nintendo had the pad, right, for the track and field game. Then you had the gun for Duck Hunt, and then you had a few other things I can't remember off the top of my head.
But I mean, a lot of the shooters had the plastic gun, but I mean, DDR was it got kids to lose weight. It got people to get off their asses and actually get up and do the thing. It was fun. You're jumping around like an idiot in front of your house, but you're in your home. Who cares?
It was fun until the pad slid out from underneath your feet and you crash landed on your floor.
Oh,
I never did that. Never.
Good, because that's a skill issue, Corey.
I know. I was a great dancer. I just couldn't run in place like DDR wanted me to.
Now there's Just Dance, but I mean, hey, that Just Dance, got there because of DDR and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when Xbox came out with the the Kinect or whatever the hell it was called.
And then they had the
moving, baby.
Then there was Karaoke Revolution. You can have that if you want to quote "Strangle the Cat." That's what it sounded like.
All right, what else? What else you got for me before we head out, man?
There's such anger towards everything. like even like I said before, like to even not put like the dot hack games, those are like the most sought after RPG games of all time on the PS2. Those games are stupid. If you have any of those games, or if anybody has any of those games, they're going a couple $100 a piece right now.
What are they? What's it called again?
They're the dot hack, games, GU games, and they were like these RPGs about a kid getting stuck in a video game, and like if you die in the game, you died in real life.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Yes, I picture Corey dancing meteor like Nick Swanson. Yes, 100%. That was Corey.
High score. What does that mean, guys?
Corey was good enough to dance with. Corey was good enough to dance with like the little like goth girl at the mall. That's who smoked everybody. Was either the Korean kid from the food court or the goth girl from Hot Topic. Smoked everybody at DDR, and Corey was right next to both of those.
Yeah, I got next, baby.
You sure did.
Man, I ran the air hockey tables. That's where I spent most of my Fridays and Saturdays when I was a kid.
Time Crisis all the way. Yeah, Time Crisis even making this thing was awesome. Because that thing was the first one that had the gun. That was awesome as hell.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec was one of those ones that, like when Gran Turismo came out, they had the steering wheels. Do you remember like when they had to have the steering wheels in the pads and they were extra $100 that I probably talked somebody into buying? Sorry. But that was like a big thing that like they were cool to have.
I'm pretty sure I had a steering wheel with pedals too. Pretty sure
a lot of people did because they were great.
So much fun. Throw it on the TV tray, throw the pedals underneath the TV tray, you're set.
Stupid list. I'll even top 10 Final Fantasy 10-2, and I hated 10-2 because it was all like girl power pit, like Charlie's Angels crap on there. But what it did for like the J-pop scene was incredible.
I never finished 10-2. I played like an hour or two, and that was it. I downloaded it again a few months back just so I could replay the whole series. I was going to play 10 and 10-2 again. I never did. So I have it on the PlayStation here, but I don't know if I'll ever get to it.
I mean, like I said, I agree with a lot, but I'm like, take away all the Madden and sports games. I think it's a pretty okay list.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give number one the Tony Hawk, obviously, but like, because like Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty was like the game changer.
So Mike, do you think we're gonna end up doing another tier list anytime soon?
I guess I could do like the first half of like the next show, just doing my list
for PlayStation 2 or just
list. I could do a quick list next week.
PlayStation in general. You like
12 and 15 were great.
I like 15. 15 was neat.
15 was a lot of fun.
12 I want to replay because I want to go through the story again because I don't remember much about it. And 12 is the first one they did that changed the battle system.
Yeah.
So everything started changing there. And took me a while to get used to all the new battle systems. But You like the medieval feel? Yeah, that part was cool with it. That's why I like Final Fantasy 9. Because Final Fantasy 9 was like a real fantasy style game. It felt fantastical to me. Crazy Suits of Armor. Yeah.
Oh god, that's starting to taste awful. I am not a spokesperson for G Fuel.
No.
Well, first off, I grabbed zero sugar. So it's like performance energy, and then it's like zero sugar. Where's all the nutrients? There's no nutrients in this.
No nutrients. It's not good for you. Fake sugar is worse for you than real sugar. That's what I've come to learn.
But it's got a fun Mega Man on it. Come on now.
Yes. Mega Man is dope. What's your favorite Mega Man?
Jesus.
I like 2.
2 was good. 3 was good.
I think 2 was my favorite.
2 was good.
Chris says the G Fuel powder is good. The Rick and Morty.
I'll have to try that better than Mega Man G Fuel that tastes like burning battery acid.
You ever tried the Naruto G Fuel?
No, because I have standards.
Yeah. That one's okay. Hey, watch it now, bro. Listen,
hear me out.
This is this is our nerdy show, so I'm gonna go a little nerdy here, man. If anybody has not yet watched Solo Leveling, what's wrong with you? get on that show quick. The cliffhanger from last week is all that's been talked about online. This show is so freaking good. I cannot wait for this weekend's episode. It's gonna be incredible.
Why do you think Universe has made it the first release of this year for the new Challenger decks of its card game?
Because they know what they're doing.
Because Universe knows what the hell it's doing.
So
the next set is Attack on Titan, and then we're rolling right into Ninja Turtles.
That'll be a cool one too.
Corey, do you know how many? I have to order like 3 cases of Ninja Turtles already.
I believe it. Well, you're going to get
edition cards. Some
you're going to get a big crowd for those. Wide age range
are going to be the 1980, like they're going back to like the 80s, like they're remember the commercial, like
artwork,
the cartoon from back in like the 90s and everything.
Yeah.
That's what they're going back to.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know how to get everybody in.
Yeah, I finished Dragon Ball Daima as well. I like that they made Super Saiyan 4 canon now. It looked a little wonky the way that they drew it, but I mean, hey, it's there now.
Just because I crapped on the PS2 games with DBZ, all it did was it just made the same game over and over.
Yeah.
Now, when they finally made a decent one, I gave them credits. And like it was all like Bunkai Tenkaichi and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you love them, great. For me, it was just very cut, paste, repeat. And it's like, how many more times do we have to tell the Cell saga? How many more times do we have to tell the Frieza saga? How many more times do we have to tell this? And if you're a fan, that's amazing. But like they finally, I think it was like Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or whatever, it was like Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah.
So they finally hit a home run. And it was like, well, it only took you 5 games, but you did it.
I didn't even try the new ones. I tried God dang. What was the first one that was almost like an open world type of deal? Not Kakarot, it was before that. Xenoverse. I tried the first Xenoverse and that was it. My son played Xenoverse 2. It's like the same game. I don't know why they made it again, just gave new characters. They could have just done a DLC or an update or something like that. But
I always say it's always a beware of an anime game that's going to be made for like PlayStation or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. That was cool. We could certainly, that was a cool part of that. But it's always games like Sword Art Online, DBZ, stuff like that, where you're just a fan of the series buying this game. This game is not going to be, anything like amazing. But like I got all the Sword Art Online games. I got every single one of them. And like they give you no instruction on how to play these games. They're just like, here you go, sport, good luck.
Well, it's like old Nintendo games too, though. They didn't give you anything. Like I did it again when I started playing The Legend of Zelda for Nintendo on the Retron 5. When I popped that in and started playing that, it's like crap. Now I have to remember everything that I need to do because there's no instructions. Zero. You just go, you wander, and that's it.
I'm getting the Retron 5s restocked. So if anybody wants one, come down. They are going fast. That's not bullshit either. Like the guitars and the rock and the art, like 5 people are coming up like, these are incredible. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why I sell them. Michael doesn't sell garbage.
True story. And the best cards are pulled at the den. So get your TCG down there.
Actually, I just had a guy pull a $90 card.
I got a $50 card.
You can't see it, but behind me, I have like a full house right now.
Yeah. Well, which is why I kind of thought maybe we should, wind down and get you out of here so you can do your thing.
Yeah, but I have like a full house back there. It's wild.
That's good. See, guys, you got to make your way down there, check things out, see what he's got to offer you. He's got something for everybody, a little bit of D&D, all the TCGs, you name it. He's got it. In and out with the retro games. He gets them in and then sells them just as quickly. So be on top of it with that if you're looking for older games.
I did have a red, blue, and yellow, but they just sold within an hour of getting it in. So
really? I'm not surprised. I'm holding on to my Pokemon Yellow. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of that game.
Yeah.
I'll keep that bad boy until the end of time. Unless someone wants to offer me $500 for it, in which case it's yours, man. It's yours. But all right, anything else? Because I think it's about that time, right?
It's about that time.
All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us and listening to us rant about the top list for PlayStation 2.
Fine,
sure
I'll
you
make my
tune
own.
again. We'll do. We'll be back again in 2 weeks. So make sure you tune in. We'll let you know what the topic's going to be ahead of time. I'll make sure to get that out there so you guys are aware. Until next time, guys. Let's see. Monday night's the next variety show. Tuesday night's the next wrestling show. All right. So pay attention to all that. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook and on YouTube. And until next time, we will see you guys later.
Yeah.
Today's episode is sponsored by Dragon's Den, Games and Hobbies. You can visit them at 552 Main Street in Honesdale, PA, or call